Test, test, test. Are we recording? It is another episode. Sabah El Kheir. I'm just chilling on the couch, had a really slow morning, which I love. I'm loving my slow mornings. There's nothing better in the world. I just wake up early so that I can have a slow morning. I don't want to be rushed. I don't want to be running out the door. It's just a lot better. I'll have my coffee, maybe two coffees, put on something to watch. And today I'm like, what should I watch? I'm scrolling, can't really find anything that I'm like, that looks good. And the other day I watched a movie, I'm like, okay, it's okay. It wasn't that funny. I can't even remember what it was called, but I'm like, mm, not something that has me like thinking about. I like something that I watch and I'm like actually thinking about it for a while. And last night I just watched a little bit of Rick and Morty because I realized I didn't finish the last season. So I'm scrolling, and of course, whenever I don't know what to watch, I have to just go on my list of comfort shows. There's just one that I don't allow myself to watch. Why? Because I get attached. I get emotionally attached. I get emotional. Like it gets me in my feels. That show is The Vampire Diaries. If you know, you know. But today I made an exception and I clicked on it and I put a random episode. Why did it have to be when Elena just turned into a vampire? The whole Damon thing, Caroline and Klaus. And also, I've been seeing so many fan things on TikTok. So, like, the fan videos. They picked like the best clips and yeah, so then I just, when I watch that, I'll just be like staring out the window and thinking about it. And I'm just like singing the songs. No, this is not acceptable. I just associate TV shows, movies, series, songs, food, smells with places, things, people, time in my life. So everything can remind me of something. And for some reason, that show reminds me of when I was young and me and my cousins would just sit in front of the TV watching the episodes as they come out each week on CDs. And also in lockdown, I rewatched the whole thing. So that's it. I'm just not gonna do that to myself. Anyways, what else? Today I have to leave in like the next hour. I have a dentist appointment, and I don't have a dentist here in Dubai. I just asked my dentist in Lebanon who I should go to here if I have any emergency, and I do have an emergency. My retainer broke from the inside. Okay, actually, let me tell you the story about these retainers. So, if you didn't know, I had braces before, so I have the inside retainer and it keeps on breaking. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The one up broke and I just didn't even bother fix it. I just got it cut off. You know why? Because that thing is invincible. It is invincible. I had scissors. I put them in my mouth, literally trying to cut the wire myself because I'm like, I don't want to go and deal with a dentist. It's just not my favorite place to go. I actually hate going to the dentist. So if I can avoid it in any way, I will. And the scissors couldn't even break that wire. So I had a wire dangling. I couldn't even talk or bite or eat food. Like I was stuck like that. I didn't know what to do, so I just got wax and I was taping it up to the top of my mouth because there was a wire, okay? That happened and now it happened on the other side. So I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? It happened on this side and I have to go cut it off because I don't need the whole wire dangling like thing. No, because it made it so hard to eat. So like no. And the dentist here is only like I can only get a hold of him on Sundays and Tuesdays. So they gave me an appointment for today at 5 p.m. to just cut it off and I'll wait till I go back to Lebanon to fix the retainer. I don't trust new dentists or orthodontists. Thank you very much. I've had a fair what is it? I've had enough experiences that I will stick to what I know. So I just need to cut it off. And now I practically have like half a retainer. Also, when I was in Zurich, I had my retainers made, and keep in mind they are not cheap. I leave, I get back to Dubai, I open the case one night before bed to wear them, the clickable plastic ones. Can't find them. Can't find them. What did I realize? I left them there. They were thrown out in tissues. I had to go remake them here. Yeah. So I have to go do that at 5 p.m. because I was lucky to get an appointment to cut that off today. And I don't want to wait any longer. It bothers me. It's annoying. It's not the best feeling. So that's the plan. Also, it's nearby Mall of the Emirates, so I'll just go to the mall after, walk around. That is like I enjoy that. That is like the ideal plan for me. Just walking around, shopping. I need to go. I think I need to step outside a little bit. But I'm just like I've been a little closed off, I think. But what I really wanted to talk about in today's episode is like actually why I even moved to Dubai in the first place. I don't think I ever went into detail or ever talked about it really. Maybe on live on TikTok, maybe, but I never really talked about what brought me here. Like why am I living here? And it's I think it came to like it was a little bit of like a shock to some people or to some friends because I never even really talked about planning to move to Dubai. I think everyone kind of expected me to go to the US or like back to the US. But no, I think life sometimes has its own ways and you can plan so much, but the plans just end up taking different, directions. So, I feel like the timeline is a little bit all over the place in my head and jumbled up, but I went to Dubai it was a couple years back for the first time with my mom. It was like a mother-daughter vacation trip. I vlogged it, it's on TikTok. I was just like, me and my mom wanted to go on a mother-daughter trip for my birthday. She really wanted to see Dubai. So I'm like, let's do that then. Why not? I've never been. I want to see it. So we planned it. It was the time when Expo 2020 was happening. So we even went and we saw that. We spent a lot of that trip in Dubai Mall. I don't know. I think we were just really touristy. Like that, we enjoyed it. We liked it. We also saw some family here. We did just, we had a good time. Different restaurants. It was fun. And then I think we came for like, what was it, 4 or 5 days, made the most of that. And it was time to go back to Lebanon. And let me tell you a funny, funny story. I got too emotional in the airport leaving Dubai. And it was very unlike me because I'm like, why am I really sad? But I blamed it on chocolate, but not any chocolate, my favorite chocolate, because Jess once traveled and she brought me back this chocolate. And ever since I tried it, I could not stop thinking about it. It was like if anyone was going to Switzerland, I needed that chocolate. So that's why every time I go to Zurich now, I have to go to La Durac. The place is called La Durac. I am not saying it correct, but you know what I'm talking about. That is the best chocolate in the world. I love that chocolate. It's so special. But I found out that they have a store in Dubai Mall. And on the last day, we used up every minute getting last minute things from Dubai Mall. And then we were like, okay, we need to leave and get to the airport. We need to. We tried pushing the flight a couple hours. We couldn't. So we're like, okay, we need to leave. But I'm like, Mom, I have to get the chocolate. Like, I want to bring some back. And so we're looking, we're looking, we're looking. And then my mom's like, Linda, we're going to miss the flight over this chocolate. Like, is it worth it? Is it that worth it? I'm like, yes, it is. But no, we had to leave. So I thought that I would find it at the airport. I didn't. And when I realized that they don't have it at the airport, I did get sad. By sad, I did cry over chocolate. Was I really crying over chocolate? Maybe. But I also think that I was crying because I actually really like I enjoyed my time and I felt like it was too early to leave. And my mom says like you were just emotional because you were leaving Dubai. And I'm like, "What?" Like I was sad because we didn't get the chocolate that I wanted. And I'm usually not like that, but I don't know what was going on. My gosh, my nails are like sticking to my hair. You know when you're like that I just need to get my nails done that means because that is the worst feeling. But yeah, I cried over chocolates. So, anyways, fast forward a year, okay? A year passes and I don't know what I was between internships, uni, something happened in that time. But a year passed, and me and my best friend, shout out to her, we were friends since the eighth grade. We were like, we need to go on a trip. We need to go on a trip. We never traveled together. Bestie's trip needs to happen. It needs to exit the chat. We need to make it happen. But it was also January, so we're like, where should we go? Do we want like a snow trip or do we want something warm? And I think it was between Switzerland or Dubai, which is kind of funny, but like at the end we decided let's go to Dubai. Let's go. Why not? So I started looking into the flights, the hotels, all of that, doing my research, um, booking everything. I actually ended up booking the same hotel that me and my mom stayed in the year before. So, anyways, we go to Dubai and we had such a good time. Such a good time. Everything was like we enjoyed it. And also we had some friends here, so going out, there was even one night that we ended up at a birthday party, but like it was a house party with so many people. And it was a pajama party. Okay, a pajama party. And don't judge me, but I only packed one PJ set for that trip. Okay, it was supposed to be 4 or 5 days, and I only packed one pair of PJs because I wanted to be a very smart packer, not like my usual self overpacking. I wanted to be smart about it. And I have this thing that I don't want outside clothes in my room, on my bed. I just don't. But I had no choice. Okay, I had to wear the PJs to this PJ party or else I would be the only one that didn't. And it's so funny because they were not the cutest PJs, but they were PJs. Okay, I was following the dress code. And yeah, I had to get there in the car wearing the PJs and then sitting down all around in the party. And then I had to wear them again for bed. Ugh, that's gross. That is so gross. So now I always will pack an extra pair of PJs because how would I have known that we were going to go to a pajama party? I didn't. Yeah. So we ended up really we went out literally nonstop. It was so fun that we're like, we're not leaving, we're extending. And we ended up extending 2 more nights and changed hotels. So we went to another hotel, and the girl at the reception was so nice. She's like, I'm just gonna upgrade you guys. And we're like, what? Really? She gives us a room, and we open the curtains, and we're like, like, I think I even have a video of the reaction. We're like, wow, wow, because it was of like Burj Khalifa. We had a mini freak out, and it was just exciting. There were 2 chairs in front of the window, and we just sat there and we're like talking, and we got into deep conversations about boys, about life, and then my friend looks at me. She's like, "We're moving here." And I'm like, what do you mean? And I knew that I did, like, I always did think that I was gonna move out. And the whole plan though, like, for me, Dubai was not on the list of places that I planned on moving to. And it's not like I said, no, I'm not. Like, I didn't, it's just that I never thought about it. It was just never a place that I looked into that, oh, I maybe would move there. So it was when she said that, I'm like, no, I'm thinking of moving to like back to the US, maybe not Missouri, but like probably New York or something. And at that time, I never went to New York. So I don't know. I was just basing that off the movies, series, and YouTube videos that I was watching. But I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna move to New York. But again, I didn't have anything waiting for me in New York. It wasn't like I had a job or uni or friends or like it was just like, yeah, I'm moving to New York. She's like, no, like let's move to Dubai. Let's move here. And I'm like, what? I don't know. I need to call her and actually like I need her to explain. Like I feel wrong not having her sitting by me talking about this story because it was so hilarious and just so sudden and the way that it all happened, I need to call her up. But yeah, so we were like she was like we're moving here and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And at the end, I'm like, let's do it. Yes, let's move to Dubai. And I don't know why we thought we'd just like stay there and move there from that day on, but then we realized that we kind of had to plan it out a little bit. So, um yeah, after extending, yes, we spent some time. Like I remember the last day our flight was I think at 10 p.m. or it was really late and we had to check out of the hotel. We did like a late checkout, but we still had to check out. And so we kind of felt a little stranded and we're like, what do we do? I think we went to Museum of the Future, but then we couldn't get tickets to go into Museum of the Future. So we just sat at Salt, which had like I think they call it like the campfire outside right behind it, and we sat there for hours. Sat there. Then we went to the mall to get last minute things. I definitely for sure probably got my chocolate on that trip. Probably got the chocolate that I cried about the year before. But we went to the mall and got some things, and then ended up just when if you've been to Dubai and if you've been to the mall, you can walk around, and then there's a whole grass area. How do I describe it? There's a whole grass area, and you can see the fountain show and everything. So we were laying on the grass, okay? We were laying on the grass and just watching the fountain show and talking about how we're going to move to Dubai together and where we're going to live and planning it out and just all of this talk. And I even have some pictures of us laying on the grass just romanticizing life. And I love that for us. I do. So we were just yeah, we were just I think we gave ourselves a deadline of like a month. We're like, next month we're in Dubai. Like that's it. That is it. Once we get back to Lebanon, we're like looking at apartments. We're gonna plan it all out. And she realized that she didn't want to move, and I realized that I did. So I kept on looking into it, and it happened. It happened. I'm here. I live in Dubai now, and it was just like I remember it was almost a month's time that I moved back. Isn't that crazy? It is so crazy that like I was like, deadline, I got to meet that deadline. So we were in Dubai in mid-January, I would say, and I found out that I was moving here and that I got the job that I have the day after my birthday, which was February 24th. So, yeah, I think it was like February 24th. Like I said in previous episodes, that it did take me a little bit of time to really make it feel homey for me. I mean, obviously moving here, I really like I tried. I remember on the first day actually, I didn't even have a SIM or Wi-Fi or anything, and I needed to tell my mom that I even got here and I got like she was so worried and I did not have any way of like texting her. So I managed to get someone's personal hotspot like late at night and I just text my mom and I'm like, I made it. And then I remember the next day I went to the mall and I got a SIM and step by step I started to make it feel a little bit homey and it took me time. It did take me time. But now, it is my it is where I live, and I also do like to fulfill any question marks I have in my head. So there was a time when I thought that I would live in Paris, so I spent 1 month in Paris, and I truly acted, and I played along that I'm living there. I'm a local. I am not a tourist. Wink, wink. But I I like to fulfill that alternate universe reality where I would have moved there. So even New York, I went this year, and even though I went for just a few days, I really tried to squeeze in everything in those couple of days. And I went with Jess. It was really, really nice. And I felt like, okay, now I kind of know what New York is like, and I would love to visit again. But yeah, my the plans happen to be that I will move to Dubai. Yeah. I still feel I have a long way to really make it like my home. I don't have a group of friends here. I find it kind of hard to make friends and to meet people, and I don't know if that is like a normal thing because when I came on vacation, I met so many people. And now living here, maybe I'm not putting myself out as much, or like I'm not putting myself in situations where I would be meeting people and making new friends. And I don't want that to be the case because I don't want to not be having um like a community here, like a group of friends that I hang out with and am excited to see and to tell, like to talk to because I have that back home, but I don't want to stop, just like how I was saying actually in last week's episode, that when you're in university, like don't stop yourself from making more friends, even if you have like friends that always like, it's good to meet new people and I don't want to also stop myself from making friends because I do have really good friends and I appreciate and love those friendships, but I don't know if I'm even really experiencing everything that I want to experience in Dubai or that I feel like there's so much more that I have not seen and experienced, and it's so funny because every time someone visits me, I feel like I see so much more during those couple of days than I do in months because I'm going out and I'm like making sure we're always up to something. But I don't want that to be the case for me. I just don't know how to make friends here. And I kind of struggle a lot with like I feel like I am a person that I like to talk, I like to socialize and everything and plan cute day trips and I don't know, lunches and whatever. I'm always down. I'm always down. Any spontaneous plan, like I'm always down, but it's really, really like it's been so hard for me to make friends here. I remember my friend, also another friend of mine, moved to London a couple years ago and she was there for uni and she was like, Linda, it's so hard to make friends. I'm like, talk to people, like go out with people in your class. And now I completely understand. I feel it's actually, now that I think about it, it might be different when you're in your 20s than when you're in like school or university. Maybe when you're in your 20s, it's just different because I'm not the only one that's said this. Maybe it is. Maybe it is when you get older. I don't know. I don't know. But I do think it's so important. Like there are days when I'm like I really 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 feel homesick. Like I miss my family, I miss my friends. Like today is one of those days. I was literally like tearing up before filming this. I'm like I miss my family. Like I miss sometimes like yes, this comfort zone that was so stagnant that I literally was like I'm going to lose my mind. Like I don't like when things are just so stagnant in life. I really like the ups and downs. I like the excitement, the looking forward to for new things and new experiences and just throwing myself into the unknown. I am so for that. I've always been like that. I've always been like that. But there are days when I'm like I just literally want to be my child like my childhood self. Like I just want to be on the couch with my family, like everyone's talking and I don't have like a care in the world. But now I feel my like the life that I have is like genuinely my younger self would be like, "What? Like what? You're doing all that." So I it's just like a weird it's a weird thing. I but yeah, I do feel a little bit homesick. So having that like having a support like wherever you are in the world, like if I right now if I want to like do something, I love, yeah, like I will do it on my own. And I've said this before, like I don't mind doing anything on my own. But again, it's like I do love to share memories with people and I do love to create new memories that not only I will remember, because the best thing is when I get to sit down with my sister, my cousins, or my friends and look back at times in life where we shared a memory or something happened, we can look back and either like laugh at it or be like, oh my gosh, that's actually crazy. Like, why would we even do that? What were we thinking? I want to look back at that and have someone that shared that with me. I love to have like specific people around me um that I feel myself with and I feel happy around and I feel good. Oh my gosh, there are there are times when it's the complete opposite when you can genuinely feel the worst when you're around someone. So it's really like I I believe in energy. I've said that. And once like I was standing with someone I actually felt physically bad. Like I felt so physically bad. So I do believe that like like the friendships that I want to make, especially at this age, they have to be the ones that will lift me up and are at the same frequency that I'm at because my priorities have changed like drastically. I am so driven in one direction and that is like literally being the best version of myself all the time. So I feel that it is just different when you're a little bit older and making good friendships and good and welcoming like new people into your life gets a little bit harder. Or maybe that's just me. And for dating too, I was never really for the dating apps. And I don't know why that is. It's just like sometimes I'll actually get DMs like, "Hey, I saw you on." Well, I've had Raya. I downloaded Raya, and did that really work for me? No, because I think I went on one date from that app. No, one date in Dubai with Paris guy. Okay, Paris guy. That's how I met him. Was in Dubai through Raya. Anyways, I don't even use the app anymore. I've actually deactivated it and deleted my account. Sorry. I was getting a phone call from Jess and I got distracted. But what was I was talking about Raya. So I met Paris guy on Raya and then I met one other guy. But let me tell you that like I maybe saw him for like 30, 40 minutes. He was like with a group of friends and mm, no, no, it wasn't. Listen, I don't think I know how to use dating apps, and I don't think I'm a good texter. So maybe it's my fault. And it probably is. I love real life encounters because my personality does not shine, unfortunately, through text. It doesn't. And I feel that there's Linda, the like the texting version, and then there's me, like then there's my personality, and that just it doesn't show. And mm-mm, mm-mm, yeah. Oh, there was one other guy. This literally did not leave the chat, by the way. Like I never saw him in person. But can you imagine that he was like texting me on Raya and we were just having like friendly conversation. I get a Facebook notification. Facebook did him so dirty. So dirty. His name pops up and his picture too. His picture is him and a girl, okay? Him and a girl hugging. Hugging. I'm like, this guy is on Raya. Like, I hope, and I really, really hope that they were like not together at the time or whatever. Maybe it's like an old picture. I don't know. I didn't really investigate it. I don't know if I should have investigated it, but I'm like, no. I have just an expectation of how I want to meet someone. I saw a really cute ad because I'm also like in the whole marketing field. And it was for a dating app. I guess it's called Thursday or something. I literally saw this on LinkedIn. Yes, I scroll on LinkedIn sometimes. But I saw it was like, we didn't. Do you think it's still up on my LinkedIn? Maybe it's still on the feed. Is this recording? I'm freaking out about turning off this recording by accident. Okay, LinkedIn. I rarely use this app, but I saw this ad on there and it was really, really cute, but I think it's gone. Is it gone? Ooh. Oh, it says Bumble Hinge Tinder question mark. There's nothing awkward about saying you met on Thursday. So I guess this app is called Thursday. I think that's really smart. Like we met on Thursday, but does that even work? Wait. Right now my Raya is deactivated and I don't have any other apps, dating apps. But I'm hoping that I meet someone in an organic, nice way, a nice boy, nice man, and we will see. We will see what is to happen. Listen, I maybe, you know what? Just like how my mom tries to set me up sometimes, maybe you guys can set me up. Maybe you know someone, have a nice brother, set me up. I am so like, listen, the way my head works, if I discover a problem, I think of solutions and I think of businesses. I could be washing my face, discover, this is something that I have not seen in the market, could be useful. Like I come up with loads of ideas at this point, too many actually. So right now I was like, listen, our parents, they try to set us up, it's not working. Sometimes it might not. But what if, because the ideal way that I would meet someone, like if I thought of the way that I would like to meet someone, it's not just in out of the blue because you don't know him, you don't have like a reference. So he could be not good at the end, and who would you ask? Like who are the references that introduced you? And that is why I was thinking, imagine there's an app where the girlies that have guy friends, that have brothers that know a guy, and then they see you on the page, the girlies pick the guy and they connect you. So, so if let's say I know someone, I can be the reference. I can be the reference and be like, you look like someone that this guy would be, and then you just set it up. Do you get what I'm talking about? Even for friends, like you can be like, oh, like you like these things. Like I have a friend. Am I getting somewhere with this or not? It makes sense. I think there's something about this that could be cool. Yeah. Anyways, I definitely got into a lot in this episode, and I have to mentally prepare myself for the dentist, which is genuinely me not breaking out into tears because I hate going to the dentist. And so I have to sit down and talk to myself a little bit about how I'm going to be okay and how it's going to be okay and how it's only going to take 5 minutes. And yeah, so I need to prepare mentally for that. And yeah, this was an interesting episode. This was an interesting one. I hope things made sense and that the whole story of Dubai, like that was a little bit, the it was I was all over the place with that one, but yeah. I mean, it all just happened. It just I love living on like go by the flow. I literally I always say that. I'm like YOLO and go by the flow. Just let just let the waves take you. You know? Anyways, that is it for this episode and I will see you all next week. Bye.